He tried to scam us, so we made sure he paid dearly. This happened a couple of years ago, right around the time my wife and I were moving out of our previous apartment. Moving day arrived and everything was going as planned. The landlord came by for the final walkthrough, and although he had a few minor complaints, nothing major, he agreed to refund our security deposit in full. We handed over the keys, thanked him, and left on what we thought were good terms. 2 days later, we got a voicemail that changed everything. The landlord left a long, angry message claiming he had started renovations and discovered our cats had apparently turned one of the rooms, my old office, into their personal toilet. He said it reeked so badly that it was a health hazard. He accused us of allowing it to go on for months and demanded we come back and renovate the room ourselves. If not, he'd hire a health inspector, contractors, and send the bill to us. He listed it all: tearing down wallpaper, replacing the floors, painting, deep cleaning, basically gutting the room. We were stunned. We have cats, yes, but the room was spotless when we left. I worked in that space daily. We even hired a professional cleaner before handing back the keys. Whatever smell he claimed to find, it wasn't from us. Maybe something else got in after we moved out. A raccoon or a busted pipe for all we knew. But it wasn't ours to fix. We called him to explain, but he went off on us, ranting about how we'd regret this, how we were trying to twist things, and that we would be paying one way or another. After 10 minutes of listening to him threaten us, I just hung up. Then the waiting began. We didn't get our deposit back, of course, and it started to weigh heavily on us, especially my wife. Watching her worry every time a bill came in or an unknown number called made me furious. So I decided to dig deeper into our legal rights. That's when I found the silver bullet. In our region, landlords are required by law to formally notify tenants of any deductions to their deposit within 6 months of the lease ending. If they don't, they must refund the deposit in full, no exceptions. So I waited. I marked the exact date the lease ended on my calendar and counted down the 6 months. The very next day after the deadline passed, I messaged the landlord, politely asking for our full deposit to be returned within 2 weeks. He replied with, "Yeah, sure, buddy." Classic. Of course, nothing came. So we sent a formal demand letter. Still nothing. Perfect. That's when we hired a lawyer. Our attorney contacted him, laid out the facts, and explained how his window to claim any damages had legally expired. He tried to push back, pulling wild accusations out of thin air, but she shut him down. Eventually, he caved, but only sent about 80% of what he owed. So our attorney went back in for the rest. What he didn't seem to understand was that every hour she worked on our case was added to his bill. Not only did he have to pay the deposit and legal interest, but he also had to cover her full legal fees. In the end, he paid back far more than the original deposit. We got every penny, plus interest, and a hefty win, knowing he paid for trying to screw us over. When the dust settled, my wife and I sat in the garden of our new place with a glass of wine, watching the rental agreement go up in smoke. We never heard from that landlord again.